Stalin. Today doing the grading, so I gonna go through some of the grading, the stuff you've done. Okay. Now, as you see, when you're doing this drill here, the punch drill first with your partner here, the movement here, the drill. The most important thing is go get the first thing done right first, the basic drill done right first, here first. Now, your partner here didn't spend enough time practice to get a drill done because it need to be a little bit solid, a little bit. Now, if you look at this one here, that's Evan and James done. All the movement got to make sure a little bit solid before you can able to control the person later, because the person will punch you and they got to be strong. So the drill, the partner you work with is quite important. Okay. Now even that kind of drill they need to do, they have to be solid enough. So when you're working with this movement here, okay, so the movement here, you have to spend a little more time. It's not the case of doing the movement, yeah, doing the movement that that can be done, or this kind of movement, because later on you have to make sure this kind of movement can be used in the real life situation, like somebody punching you. So it's gonna be difficult, but it's not that I know you can do a lot more better than that. So this one here, you need to clean it up for me and make sure it needs a little bit on the punch drill side. The takedown is not too bad. The takedown side, the punch drill you work with your partner here is not good enough. So spend a bit of time, get the punch drill a little bit solid, a little bit for me, and then that will be okay. The takedown, not too bad. Okay. Now when you go into work with your
start out slowly.
Another drill here, the pad work. Okay. The important thing about the pad work is when you start to working onto the pad work. Okay. The movement you're doing there is, you have to remember, I'm not in front of you, so it's very difficult for me to really feel that you can really put some power into the pad or the movement like that to make it really useful. So what you want to understanding is you got to use a little bit more. See the hand when you come down, a little bit more waves coming in, because at the moment you just use your hand to cutting, and that is not good. Because another thing as well you need to understand as well, with your partner here must give you quite a lot of resistance, so the pad have to hold very firm. Okay, very firm. So when you start to working with this movement here, then you get some power behind it, so you can drive it. Because when you're working on to the next level, it's gonna be hard. And this module here, the third module, is quite need to be refined. You know, got to be done right. And the movement of that, the neck work, everything, it look not too bad, but the hand there, you need to working on it. Okay, spend a little bit of time practice that bit there, and review that for me again, because and get your partner to give some more resistance on the pad, so you don't very soft. Otherwise, you won't able to put enough juice into it and use more ways. Okay, so that module 3 lesson 6 need to refine that for me, and then you can see what I mean when I show you the video on that. On this module here, lessons module 3 lesson 7. This one here is not too bad when you start to work with this. Okay, the movement. The most important thing is when you're working with this movement here, the hand, the position is fine, the leg work is not too bad. But really the problem is your partner here don't give you enough resistance, like I mentioned in the first bit. Not enough resistance for you to generate, to go in. Another thing as well you have to remember is when you work with this elbow, for instance, try to using more twist, more weight into the elbow. But put enough power into the elbow, but not overturn yourself. So you got to be in solid in the places. Okay, that's important, and that is why the partner here holding the pad work give you enough resistance to able to generate that kind of movement. Okay, so actually it's not too bad, but I know you can do a little bit better than that. So a little bit more movement on then practice, and then review back to me again on this to see how you're getting on. I put a video on the show on there, remind you so you know what I'm talking about. As you can see on here, even Evan doing the movement on here and stuff like that. even this quality of the movement like this and training, he only get in a pass by doing this kind of training at a minute. Okay, so on this movement training like this, even this kind of training, solid, clean, clear like this, and just get the pass on it. So you can imagine if you want to getting something like a little bit more quality of the standard, you need to improve and need to be quite a lot of movement. Nothing wrong with it, but the movement here is again, it's not solid enough. See, when you push him out, like men push him out, it's not solid enough, not committed enough. See, very, very lazy, very, it's not, you know, it's not able to getting this to making the movement work properly. Even the energy draw when we start to working, get him to working on this. So, you know, you can see you need to spend some time. This is, I haven't reviewed his video yet. We're going to review them on there, but that's only the pass on the end, not anything else. So you can imagine to get the pass, you need to be quite good. So don't feel bad about that training you done. Not even train with me. Okay. On to the module 3 on this lesson on here. If you watching through, you will see when I doing the movement explained already as much as I can on to explain here. A lot of time, all this line here, somebody attacking, for instance, the hand position, got to be solid enough to be able to control this line. Because you got to imagine that when somebody punching you, they're not going to let the hand out and then very easy for you to able to lock them out and take them down the floor. So you have to make sure that your partner work with give you enough resistance. And then when you're down here, so many things happening, okay, when you're down here. So you have to understanding how to control them and before you're able to down, because otherwise he will hit you, he will control. So all this movement here, take a bit consider to understand about this training and technique of that first. Practice over and over because you don't take things this lightly because it's not like connecting trophy. It's have to be able to understand this to be able to adapt to this next level. Otherwise, we're going to have problem. So look through this lesson and then you can see practice over and over again and then submit me a new video on that. On this patchwork here, as you watch it, you will see everything coming in a little bit more solid, a little bit. The body in line a little bit solid, okay? And then the partner here have to keep enough resistance so you can able to make this movement working. When you're working, it's imagine like somebody attacking and then you have to generate enough power from the waist. It's not to do with waist coming in, okay? The waist have to come in like chopping the arm, cutting the arm off. Enough power there to able to use in the waist, like causing the waist. So the partner you're working with here must give enough resistance here, okay? They can't just bounce off because otherwise you won't be able to create enough power to come in to deal with the business later on. So you need to spend some little bit of time to make sure your body is able to cope with all this movement coming in and bash them up properly because otherwise later on you will have problem by using it correctly because the waist is also waist and waist. Everything limited like down, waist coming in. So practice and a little bit of time to get through this. Even the student training with me, they haven't do the module 3 yet, and most of them it find difficult to work with. So work on it and come back for another one.